like Jacob did on Renesmee. So, hi everybody, welcome or welcome back to another video. My name is Charlotte and today we're setting up the TBR cart. I have in front of me, you guys can't see it, but I have piles of books that I've taken off the cart and I've taken off my shelves. So we're gonna revamp it for 2026. And in my mind, we're gonna kind of make it a little bit ready for spring because I'm done with winter. Winter, be gone. Even though it's February when you guys see this. I'm still done with winter though. Winter's over. Also, my dog is having the time of his life. So if you guys can hear him, you are welcome. You are so welcome. I have a few kind of set rules, guidelines, whatever you want to call it, in my head of how I want to do this. One of them is I'm going to take away anything that's specifically themed. And by that I mean Christmas books. I'm not one of those who read Christmas books in March and April and all of that shit. So those are going to go on a shelf. It doesn't mean I'm unhauling them and giving them away. Every single book I take away from the TBR cart, it's just going back on my shelf. So I'm not giving anything away. If there's anything specifically I am going to give away, I will say so. But otherwise, these are books I'm going to keep. So if you see me take away something that you love, tell me so I can put it back. Yay! We're also not going to go into like really deep into what every single book is about because we do that when we pick the books, right? This is just kind of to show you every single book that I am putting on my TBR cart. I have some exceptions. I have Hollow because I have Hollow right here. And then I have What Fury Brings, which it's also, you know, nice. So I want it right there. Alchemist and Assistant to the Villain. I was about to say Assistant to the Apprentice, but Assistant to the Villain. Those I already have there, so those are not going to get moved. And I don't think I'm going to add Brimstone, which I have right here, because I don't really feel like reading it. This is like a mood read for me. This is a mood read. I think if it dawns on me, I'm gonna jump on it. But I don't think that's something I can put aside and be like, yeah, I'm gonna read it that month. So yeah. Let's start, shall we? We can start with Say You Swear. I've mixed this book up. I thought this was something completely different, and I might be right, but I might also be wrong. It's dark romance. From what I understand, it's stalkery? I don't know. Somebody told me to read it, and I think that somebody was TikTok, and I cannot remember why, but I kind of want to keep it on my TBR. Reason I want to keep it on my TBR is because it does intrigue me. The only reason I haven't picked it up, I think, is because this is a safe space, so I'm just gonna admit it. My name is Charlotte, and I have a fear of thick books, and this is thick. So that's why I haven't picked up that. That's why I also haven't started Alchemist, because it's thick, dude. And the audiobook is like, what, 36 hours if you don't speed it up. It's a lot of pages. So yeah, I am a little bit afraid of thick books, but I think this is the year where I face my fear. So we're gonna keep that one. Then we have Wedding People. This is just a Norwegian cover because it's out in Norwegian. I feel like I wanna maybe put this one aside right now because I'm gonna add in a little bit more summery books. Maybe like Easter time. And this feels like a summer book because it's set in Rhode Island. It has a wedding and it's a summer wedding from what I understand. It's fun though. I've also heard, so I do really want to read it. Maybe we should put that in like a maybe pile. We'll also make a maybe pile and we go through that at the end because if it's full, I don't want to jam pack it like I usually do. So that's my maybe pile. The goal, the fourth book, and in what I've heard, people's humble opinion is the last book in the off-campus series. Yes, I know there's a fifth book, but everybody keeps on shitting on it. And one of my bookish goals this year also just ending an interconnected standalone when I feel like it. I don't have to read every single book. I don't have to. I am allowed to stop whenever I want, no matter if it's interconnected or not. But I do want to read this one because Sabrina is a character that really, really intrigues me. I feel like you've seen tidbits of her in the other books. So I kind of want to read it because of her. Don't have a feeling of Tucker. Like I don't. All I think when I hear the name Tucker is John Tucker Must Die. And that was one of my favorite movies when I was younger. So maybe that's good vibes. Who knows? Who knows? First time caller, I have to keep this on, don't I? Everybody and their mother read this for Valentine's last year. I was in pain. I was waiting for my operation. I was a little tiny bit depressed. I didn't get around to it. So I kind of want to read it now. Do I remember what it's about? No. No, I do not. No, I do not. But do I want to read it? Yes, I do. I had a little bit of a rocky start with B.K. Borison, but I've heard people that didn't really enjoy Good Spirits as much as they thought they would, like I did. They've really enjoyed this one, so we're going to keep it on. We're going to keep it on, you guys. Now, here's another one that I really want to keep on. The Summer I Turned Pretty. I don't need to tell you guys what this is about. You probably already know. You've probably already seen the show. I am so late to this party, but better late than never. Right? This should go in the maybe pile because this is also summery because it's set over summer. It's set over summer holiday, like the summer holiday, right? But I do really want to read it. Like this is one I'm itching to read, but I've been putting it off in my head because I feel like I have to read it when it's not minus 10 degrees Celsius outside. Oh, maybe I should go in the maybe pile as well. It's thin though, so this is easier to put in between if it's not too full. It's gonna go in the maybe pile. Now, one that's gonna go away is this one. It's The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's set like Halloween, Christmas vibes. So I feel like this is like the perfect November read. We're not in November. When I'm filming this, we're heading into February. November is kind of far away. I know because my kids had an intense 10-minute conversation about this in the car the other day about how far November is because one of my kids' birthday is in November. So I know. Okay, I know. So this is going to go away, but I'm hoping I'm going to get around to it next year. The only reason I didn't get around to it this year was because I kind of wanted to read it when I was going into, the end of November going into December, but I was working so much, I didn't really have time to sit down and physically read a book, and I couldn't find an audiobook. So I need to plan better this year. So that's sadly going to go on a shelf. Pen pal. Dark romance. I've heard so many people rave about this one. How it's written, the ending, the guy. I've tried picking it up several times, but when people hype a book this much up, it also intimidates me. It intimidates me so much. I actually think I'm gonna unhaul it for a little bit. I'm gonna put it back on my shelf and see if that helps. Because I have started it and I did like it, but I was so afraid it was going to be turned shitty that I stopped reading it. Do you guys have it like that with some books as well? Like you're so into reading it that you're afraid of reading it because what if it sucks? What if the book sucks and you don't want to read it anymore and you just ruined everything for yourself, you know? We're gonna put that. We're going to put it away just for now. We can always add it back later. It's not like I have a set date. It's not like, oh, everything I take away now, I can't read until after Easter. That's not how it works. This is just to clear our mind. Clearing our mind is wonderful, I hear. That's why I'm trying it. Now, Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. Lauren Asher hasn't really impressed me that much. I've read the first in the Dirty Air series. I've read 2 of the Dreamland Billionaire books, and they're okay. I can't really remember much about them. So she's not an author that's sticking out in my mind. And I heard people rave about this one and the second one, but they didn't like the third one. But I do feel like maybe this one is going to go to the side and I should stick with one of her other books. And then this one can go on later. I don't know if that makes sense for you guys, but this is the Lakefront Billionaire series. If you read the Lakefront Billionaire series and you adore it, please tell me, okay? Any book I take away, if you adore it, tell me that I'm wrong so I can correct my wrongs into rights. That makes sense, right? Yeah, okay. Then we have the second book in the Caravel series, Legendary. Did I say that I wasn't going to keep on reading this series? Yes, I did, because I buddy read Caravel with a friend and we kind of mutually decided that we were not going to keep on reading this series. Now, hear me out. I think I want to. I think I want to. I really want to read her new book, The Alchemy of Secrets. Is that what it's called? And I know you don't have to read Caravel before reading it, and you don't have to read Caravel or in the entire Caravel series or none of the Caravel series before you read Once Upon a Broken Heart, which people say are way better. But I did enjoy Caravel, so I don't understand why I shouldn't keep on reading it. Yes, the FMC annoyed the living shit out of me, but she's 16. She's supposed to make dumb decisions. And also, some of the twists and stuff where I was thinking the same thing as she did, and when she was like, hey, that's not what I thought you meant. And they were like, well, you should have asked questions. I was like, I would have done the exact same thing as you did. So maybe I'm the stupid one. So I kind of want to see where it leads. So we're gonna add that one in as well. Also, I'm gonna unhaul maybe a good chunk of like romance books, because I think reading too much romance now is gonna push me back into my little slump. And I don't want to do that, but most of this is romance. We're gonna see what we do. And we have Taylor Jenkins Reid, One True Loves. This one, I gotta keep it on. I got it because my friend read it, loved it. I really enjoyed what I've read so far of Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know why I shouldn't keep on reading more books of her. I don't feel like I read enough, do you want to call it normal contemporary books, without the smutty McSmuttison inside her. So I feel like this could be like a good palate cleanser when I feel like I've done something wrong. So yeah, we're gonna keep it on. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This one I am having a little bit of mixed feelings on, because my TikTok has been flooding with the Powerless versus Red Queen debate. So I was wondering, should I read Red Queen instead of Powerless? But I have 3 Powerless books. I have Powerless, Powerful, and what's the Reckless. I also have Reckless. So I feel like getting Red Queen is just stupid. And this is also a YA fantasy, which I haven't read before. Okay, you convinced me. I'm going to keep it on. Nick and Charlie by Alice Osman. I'm going to keep it on. Well, I'm going to take it away. Reason being, I want to read this one right before the final Heartstopper graphic novel comes out, because I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be so sad. And I feel like I can like, it's big letters, you know, it's not that thick. I can read it pretty quickly. So we're gonna unhaul this one just because I have a plan in my head of when I'm going to read it. I wouldn't pick it as a TBR pick anyways, because I already have a set plan of when I'm gonna read it. 2026 is the year where I'm trying to broaden my horizons, right? I'm trying to read more different genres, different things, to see if, you know, what else I like. Because I know I like other stuff than just him pushing her up against the wall and having at it. So I got the First Day Murder Club in Norwegian though, which might have been a mistake because it's English humor. So it might not translate well. Who knows? I've heard like everyone and their mother rave about this one, and I mean everyone and their mother. I've met people my age, I've met people younger than me, I met people that are older than me, you know, and they've been like, oh yeah, I read it because my grandma loved it and I loved it. So I also want to read it and I also want to love it. I've just been told to not watch the movie because apparently the movie sucks. And this one is, well, First Day Murder Club. It's about people at an old people home, and they, for fun, solve crimes. But then there's a real crime. And all of a sudden, you know, they want to solve that one as well. Who thunk it? And there's more books in the series. So if I like it, I can just keep on reading it, you know? The Housemaid, Frida McFadden. I am debating this one so hard. I've read 2 Frida McFadden books. I wasn't really impressed. She wasn't really hitting for me. You know, she wasn't really hitting for me. So I don't really know if I'm going to keep on reading her, but I feel like I should read this one because everyone says this is the best one. And if I don't like this one, I know Frida McFadden really isn't for me. So maybe I'll do that in a reading vlog. Because right now I'm reading Alice Feeney's My Husband's Wife, and I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Confusion has just entered the building and doesn't want to leave. I don't feel that with Frida McFadden's books. I'm not as confused. I'm actually pretty sane. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it on. Maybe make a reading vlog out of it. Things We Never Got Over. Things We Left in the Light is the next one. Things We Never Got Over. Lucy Score. I read Story of My Life. I love that book. I know a lot of people say that it's not her best work. I had a really fun time reading it. I've never read anything by Lucy Score before because the covers had me tricked to thinking that this just wasn't for me. And then I read her books and I was like, wait, you're hysterical. I really enjoyed it. I've heard it's an emotional read though, and me and emotional reads don't always go hand in hand. I don't talk that openly about it, but I am one of the lucky ones, you know. That is, I have like anxiety and sometimes I get depressed. So I really feel when I'm reading an emotional read that I have to be in the correct headspace. And it's not always easy to know when that headspace is. Sometimes reading an emotional read, it's completely fine. It's actually what I need. And sometimes reading an emotional read kind of puts me more, well, deeper in my feelings, which is not necessarily what I want when I am in like a depression spiral. But like everybody else, you know, depression usually hits harder when it's darker outside, things are a little bit more moody. So maybe I should keep it on and try reading it now when it goes towards lighter things. Because I mean, when I read Caught Up, Liz Tomfordy's Caught Up in the Windy series, I cried like a little bitch during the third act breakup. And it's it's a happily ever after. And I still cried like a little bitch. So maybe I'm fine with this one, actually. We're going to keep it on though, and we're going to cross our fingers and our toes and hope that everything just works out fine. One Golden Summer, I'm going to unhaul this one. One reason this one is going back on the shelf. It is strictly because after I got this one, I learned that it is an interconnected standalone, and I haven't really figured out if it's those type of interconnected standalones where you should read the first one to understand what's going on in this one. You know, kind of like the Twisted series. You can jump straight to the second book, but it will spoil a little bit of the ending of the first book and all like what happens in the first book. So you should read the first book first. Not that I necessarily recommend reading the Twisted series, but that's, you know, and I haven't really figured out if that's what I need to do with this one as well, or if I could just read this one as a standalone. So we're gonna right pile. I'm going to put it right there. We're just going to out of sight, out of mind, at least for now, until I have the brain space to Google shit. Final offer, another Lauren Asher book. This one I am also just going to not have on my TBR cart. First of all, it's thick as fuck. Second of all, like I said, I read the two first books. Nothing really stands out. I can't even tell you the names of the characters you're following. That's how much they have imprinted, like Jacob did on Renesmee. So I'm going to put it away. I am going to put it away. I was very excited to reading this one because, what's his name? Callahan. He's the funny one in the two other ones. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready for like a funny, goofy MMC. Now, apparently, according to the internet, he's just depressing. So I can do that by myself. I don't need help being depressed. I do that just fine on my own. Solitaire. This is another one that I'm going to put to the side because I think I want to read it after I'm done with the Heartstopper series, which might be the wrong order. Do not get me wrong. This is about Charlie's sister. It's about Tori, so it's Tori's story. And I feel like because it's Tori's story, I can read it after I've watched the show and read the books and done all of that stuff without it really doing anything. So we're going to put this one aside as well, only for that reason. Only for that reason. I love Alice Osman. Love her books. But we're going to put it aside for that reason and that reason alone. Yeah, I'm going to put this one aside as well. Thrist 6, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's Penelope Douglas. I got this one and Punk 57 at the same time. Punk 57, I ended up DNFing. I didn't enjoy it. It felt weird. I didn't have a good time. And this one is set with like high schoolers as well, I think. Are they in high school? Or did I make that up? It says Marymount girls are good girls. So it sounds like she's at like an old girls' school. I don't know. I'm going to put it aside because I have a feeling it's the same vibe as Punk 57 and I didn't like that one. So I need Punk 57 to just be further away before I pick this one up. Since everything is Punk 57's fault. Kiss Her Once for me. This is a wintry book. You can see it on the cover. This one just screams winter, and it's not winter. I have the mindset of this. It's not winter. It isn't winter at all. I am not joining the winter parade. So this one, it's also going away. I'm so sorry. It's not even going in the maybe pile. It's just going away. But do you guys do that as well? When you're done with winter, you don't really want to read wintry books, but when winter is about to be upon you, like it's getting darker outside, all of that stuff, then you're kind of in the mood to read it. But when winter is still here and you're like, I'm done with you, I don't want to read any more books about you. Thank you very much. Divine Rivals. This one is actually out in Norwegian as well. Look how pretty it is. I got it through work. It's not an ARC per se, but we can ask for like readers' copies of books that are already out and publishers. Some publishers say that you can get books that have been out for X amount of months, and some people give you as long as they have. It depends on the publisher. But I got Divine Rivals, and I really want to read this one. I've heard great stuff about this series. I don't know anything though. I see she's 18 and her name is Iris, and she has a brother. Do we need more? Do we need more? I think not. Then we have Revolve. I was about to say Rivals, but it's Revolve. This is a hockey book. As you can see, he's hockey and she's figure skating. He's a bad boy. He's a very bad boy. Bad boy. And she is not, because she's a girl. But I don't think she's a bad girl. I think she's a good girl, but not in a bad way. Anywho, it's the third book in the, I can't remember the name of this. Is this the Off the Ice series? I can't remember. I cannot remember the name of the series, but Collide is the first one and Spiral is the second one. Collide, I couldn't stand the FMC. I thought she was actually kind of horrible. Spiral, can't tell you anything about it. I know I read it because I remember the cover, but other than that, nothing. It's out of my brain. I have heard that this is the best one in the series though. And I mean, I did finish Collide. I did enjoy it, even though the FMC kind of pissed me off. I mean, I can't remember Spiral, but that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, because I usually remember if I really don't like a book. So we're gonna add it to the pile because we need some sport in here as well. I'm now, okay, I have one sports book other than that one. Fredrik Backman, My Friends, once again, it's only in Norwegian. But it's fine. He's Swedish. I can read it in Norwegian. I'm going to keep it on. He is my fave. I love him with all my heart. And I also feel sorry for him because, dude, what have you been going through to be so angsty in your books? Slanting Towards the Sea. I really want to keep this one on. I really want to read it. But from what I've understood, it's set over summer. But this is one of the ones that I think that even if I put it aside for that reason, being like, it's giving full-on summer vibes, I would just pick it off my shelf anyways, because I really want to read it. So I'm actually going to put it in the pile of things that are going back on the TBR cart for that reason. Sor, or Sun, as it's called in English. S-O-N, not S-U-N, as it's called in English. This one is a crime book. It's the first one in a series about a detective. She's like a body reading expert. Something happens to her son, I think, and his friend gets blamed for whatever happened. But for whatever reason, she doesn't believe it's him and she's trying to figure it out. I am having a little like back and forth with crime books. So I actually think this is one that I'm going to put aside for that reason. I think if I were to read something like this, it would have to be more towards summer and lighter times. I'm just not into it. I'm so sorry. Things I want to say. This is another one of those thick ass books that I just don't know what to do with it. I just don't know. This one I got because one of the girls at work was like, it's the best book ever. You have to read it. You have to read it. It's fantastic. I didn't know it was this thick. I don't know anything it's about, to be honest with you, but I probably should read it. It's over 600 pages. How, it's a dark romance. How much dark do you need? A Lancaster prep novel. Do I need to read something else before I read this one? No, we're going to put it aside. We're going to put it aside just for that reason. I need to figure it out. I'm going to put those by themselves so I remember to actually Google and figure shit out. And then we have Collide. Lauren Asher. This is the Lauren Asher book that I am actually going to put on my TBR card. And the reason for that is it's a Formula One book. People say the series get better. I didn't really enjoy the first one that much. It was okay. And this one is about Liam and Sophie. I can't remember Liam. I can't remember Sophie. I can't remember anything. So that's a good jumping off point. But also, oh wait, it's his boss's daughter. That's interesting. Okay, we're going to keep it on. We're going to keep it. Well, I already said I was going to keep it on. But I do really want to read it. I am missing Formula One way too much. So maybe I'll read it in February. So I've read it before the season starts. Yes. The Winners, Fredrik Backman. I started this one before Christmas. I've read this much of it. I am going to finish it. I love him. But his books are so freaking angsty, and I didn't need help before Christmas becoming depressed. So I put it aside again. But I am going to finish it. I am going to read it. So for that reason, it's going back on the cart. I usually have it on the top of the cart all the time as a reminder that I should read it because I do want to finish this series. People say it's the best one in the Beartown series, and I am struggling reading it. I'm a struggle bug. Haunting Adeline. It disturbs me that the first one is called Haunting Adeline and the next one is called hunting Adeline. It would ease my mind more if it was the other way around. But anywho, this is one of the dark romances. It's the cat and mouse duet. I feel like I need to read it to understand what people are talking about. But I also am deadly afraid of reading it because what people are talking about. But I am going to put it on my TBR cart. This is the year for new stuff. This is the year for figuring out what I like. And I feel like if I like this, it will be way easier to dive into other dark romances, because right now I feel like I'm just skimming the top, you know? So we're gonna keep it on. We're gonna keep it on. Same with the Saint. This is in the Priest series. It's not a saint, I can tell you that much for free. I've read Priest and I read Sinner. I really enjoyed Priest. Sinner, I didn't like that he kept on referring to himself as a sinner, but this one is MM. And both of the characters you meet in Sinner, you don't have to read the other ones to read this one. It doesn't really, I mean, they're interconnected, so you can read one without reading the other ones. But I do really want to read it. This one really, really intrigues me. So we're definitely keeping it. We're definitely keeping it on, because why wouldn't we? Last one on the list, we're keeping it. I mean, I didn't really like the Mountain Men on the Men That Mountain series that she has out. This one. Do you see it? Do you see it? I didn't really like it. I read 2 of the books. I'm not going to keep on reading the series. But this one is Single Dad Nanny, and I love a good single dad. Give me 5 at a time. Thank you very much. So we're going to try this one as well. I have a feeling that the language is going to be very modern, but I'm hoping we're going to, just stay clear of the TikTok references and the like and subscribe that were in the other ones that I really didn't enjoy. We're gonna keep that one. It's Taylor Jenkins Reid. We're gonna keep him. This one, I feel like if I haven't read this one, have I really read Taylor Jenkins Reid? No, I haven't. So we're gonna keep Daisy Jones and the 6 on the list naturally. Atmosphere. I am dying to read this one, but once again, I didn't start it before Christmas because this one is also supposed to be very emotional, like I feel like saying about all of the books I've picked. So I need to be ready to be emotional. The thing is that sometimes when I pick up a book, and people are like, oh my God, it's so emotional. It's so emotional. And I read it and I don't get emotional. I'm like, am I the problem? But yeah, we're going to keep that one. Boom. Book of Azrael. I've been saying for the longest time that I really want to read it. Like, I really, really want to read it. I actually think I'm going to on hold this one for a little bit. I am going to put it aside and not have it on my TBR. This entire series scares me a little bit. I have a thing that if there's one book out in a series, I can read that one perfectly fine and keep on reading a 9-book series. It doesn't really bother me. But when there is 4 books out and there's supposed to be like 4 more, I don't know how many is in this one, then I get a little bit overwhelmed because it feels more like a commitment. I don't know why, my brain is weird. But I am going to put it aside. I am going to gently put it aside. I think maybe I'll have a friend I can make buddy read this one with me. I'll pick it up if she agrees to buddy read. Holiday Ever After, it's a Christmas book. Christmas has come and gone. We're not going to read it. It's that simple. We're putting it aside. Fredrik Backman, A Man Called Ove. This one I'm actually going to put aside. This one is gonna go over there in the pile because I already have 2 of his books on my TBR card, and this one is just not the one that I really want to read as of right now. So why would I keep it on? I could put it back when I read one of the other ones, right? The Nightingale. I've said forever that I'm going to read it. I've picked it up a few times, put it back down again. Don't really know. But I think this is the year. I think this is the year where I figure out if I enjoy Kirsten Hanna like everybody else does, or if I'm the problem. So we're going to keep it on. At least for a little while. King of Wrath. I don't know why I put it on there. I really don't know why I put it on my cart, because I've read The Striker and I read the entire Twisted series. I am not vibing with Anna Huang's writing, which makes me feel very sad because I do want to vibe with her. I do want to be part of the community. I do want to love it like everybody else loves it. I just don't. But I've heard people say that the King of Sin series is way better than the Twisted series, but I'm going to put it aside and I am going to hope that one of you guys can confirm or deny that being a true statement. Five Brothers, Penelope Douglas. This is the Penelope Douglas book that I am going to keep on my TBR because, I mean, I want to read it. And this is also the one that feels like more like Birthday Girl, which I really enjoyed, and less like Punk 57 out of the two I already own. So that's the reasoning behind keeping this one on and taking the other one away. My dog says hi. Archer's voice. Yeah, no, I don't know. This one, I think this one can go in the maybe pile. I think this one can go in the maybe pile. I don't know. This one is the one, like emotional, once again. But I've heard this one is more heart-wrenching than some of the other ones are like emotional for a little while, like right here at the end. Well, this one is supposed to be more emotional throughout. And I got it. I was planning on reading it. Then I chickened out because I'm a scaredy cat. I'm so scared of reading it. I don't know why. But we're going to put it in the maybe pile. Maybe, baby. Maybe, baby. And then we have Off to the Races, the first Elsie Silver book in the... Is this series also just called Off to the Races? Can't remember. But we're going to keep it on. I enjoyed Elsie Silver's books, so I don't know why I shouldn't keep it on. So we're going to just put it right there. Because sometimes you just need a cowboy. A good old cowboy. Gifted and talented. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. No, I'm going to keep this one on as well because it intrigues me. Like the what it's about intrigues me. I really, really want to read it. One of the reasons I haven't picked it up to reading it is because it's hefty as fuck and I am afraid that I'm going to break my nose if I drop it. So, but we're going to keep it on. We're going to keep it on. And we're also going to keep on Say You'll Remember Me. This one feels more like a summer book. Yes, but it also feels like one of those books I could read whenever. I don't know why. Maybe it's the cover that just gives me like summer vibes. I really enjoy this cover. I think it's very pretty. But we're gonna keep it on. We're gonna keep it on. I've never read an Abby Jimenez book, and I know there's controversy around this one. So maybe it's a good one to start with, because if I enjoy it, I might also enjoy her other books. But if I don't enjoy it, I'll have a problem reading her other books. So that's not good. The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. It's the first book in the Shadowborn duet. It's the third book in the Crown of Nyaxia series. I really enjoy this series. I am so excited to read Misha's story. It's definitely staying on. It's definitely staying on. In the Dark, Chelsea Curto. I'm having trouble with this one. I love Chelsea Curto. I love Chelsea Curto. But I didn't enjoy the beginning of this book. There was something I wasn't vibing with. And I don't know if it was my mood or the writing. I don't know what it was, but I had a little bit of a harder time getting into it. And it is set over Halloween. It is set during autumn. So for that reason, I think it's one of the ones that I just got to put aside for now and maybe try again later, because I definitely want to give it another go. It's not like a full-on DNF. It's a soft DNF when I did it, but I do want to give it a go again. But I think maybe now that I know what it's about, it will be easier to get back into. Same with this one, Truly Madly Deeply. I ordered it actually like a year ago because I was so desperate to read it. Got it, never picked it up again. Never ever picked it up again. And I think I got it because I wanted to read the next one, but I was so dead set in my ways of having to read the first one in an interconnected standalone before I read the second one, because I couldn't go back, right? I couldn't go back. Now I know better. Now I know going back doesn't really hurt you, because most of them are happily ever afters anyway, so it doesn't really bother me seeing the couple together in the book and then going back and reading their story. Doesn't really bother me that much. But this one, I think it needs to go away for a while because I keep on forgetting about it anyways. No, maybe I should keep it on. Forbidden Love series. Maybe I should keep it on. I feel like this is also like a little bit more darker romance, maybe. Can't remember shit from it. I can't remember what made me want to read this series at all. Is this age gap? I don't know. We're going to keep it on. We're going to keep it on. Radio Silence. I am so sorry. I'm taking away all my Alice Osman books, but I don't think this is one I'm going to read anytime soon. I do want to read Solitaire before I even go into this one, so there's no point in having it on. So we're just going to put it right there. Butcher and Blackbird. I'm debating this one. I think I'm going to go put it in my maybe pile. A reason being that I know people love this book. It's supposed to be a fantastic book. People say if you like Lights Out, you will enjoy this book because there's humor and everything. And I did really enjoy Lights Out. But it's the food thing that just keeps me not picking it up. And I don't even like mint chocolate ice cream or whatever it is. So I don't even like it. But maybe this is the year where I just try and see how bad it is. Because is it cannibalism? Is that it? A lot of sharp objects. Eyeballs and eye sockets. Ew. See, that's kind of... I'm sorry about the cookies and cream ice cream. I'm not really. I mean, I don't really eat cookies and cream ice cream, so that's fine. It's a book about serial killers, so there's some generally messed up murder and chaos. We'll try. We'll try. God of Pain. I read 22 pages of this one, and then I realized that even though I loved God of Malice, was just the first one, this isn't a universe I really feel like I want to go back into. Like, it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed the first one. It was okay. But like, I don't really feel like it's a universe that I'm missing. So we're gonna unhaul it for that reason alone. Maybe I'll feel like it a little bit more later, but I don't know. And I'm just gonna pick up both of these two. These are the last two. I'm also gonna unhaul this one. This is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. This one is also set over Halloween. It's set over a darker period of time. So I don't really feel like it's the correct point of reading it now. This one I got for my birthday last year. The Sweetest Oblivion. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I can't read. It's a mafia romance. And it's just not one, like if I'm going to read something a little bit more darker and stuff like that, it's just not one that I'm drawn to. I have things on my e-reader that I want to read more than this one. So we're also going to take that one away. So yeah, that's every single book that I have. Well, I'm going to have on my TBR when we do our next TBR video. I have to run now because I'm late, but when I'm back, which is in a few seconds for you guys, you're going to see me put everything onto the TBR card and you're going to get a little bit of a close-up of every single spine. Tell me if there's something you really want me to read, something you think that I'm missing. Do you think there's books I've put away that I should put back? Tell me all the good stuff and we can converse about it. Thank you guys so much for spending some of your precious time with me. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully, you know, you will hit the subscribe button and tickle the like button while you're down there. And I will get to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.